Audio is also removed. Why does the audio get removed?
I don't know. No
We're not.
idea.
We're not.
Are we? We are live.
Did it happen?
Holy shit!
Wait.
It-
What? 5 fucking seconds early, according to our.
all right. Well, I'm gonna wait 5 seconds.
Yeah. Just like a dick for 5 seconds. Please. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you know what you should do?
Anything else?
Yep, it's Monday.
It is
Man, it's
Mofo
Monday.
Monday.
And I'm your host, Gizz
You're
Lazlo.
the ghost?
I'm your ghost. I do feel like a ghost today. I do feel like a really ghost.
Wow.
I do feel like a really ghost.
A really ghost.
I am so tired.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
feeling it.
man.
I was in the sun all day working really hard at being really bad at golf. Very difficult day for me.
I spent the day trying to get an appointment from Mom. The door?
The door.
Oh, man.
The door.
All doors closed? Oh, so yeah, I spent all day trying to get an appointment from my mom to get her staples out of her knee. Finally got them out.
Why did you put the staples in her knee? Were
I
you
tripped
just
her.
Having a moment?
So she fall down, go boom.
Were they like the T50s or the little baby ones? Like, what'd you do to her?
They're about that big. But oh man, it was a trying day. She was in a lot of pain, and we finally got them out, and everything's better now. So,
Okay.
but also, it's been a weird week too.
There's some stuff.
A couple of things that happened on one of our episodes that we were not called out on, but just shit that was said.
We had somebody being concerned, and rightfully so, and we want to address it in a way that is constructive. We're not going to talk about who, what said. No, it doesn't matter at all. But we're a couple of drunken assholes, and we have a couple of drunken asshole friends. If we say something that is controversial that you don't really like or want to hear, and it kind of gets you by the feels, you are more than welcome to address that with us. Let's have this whole thing be a constructive reality, where if we say something that's offensive, you say I'm offended, and we go, awesome, let's have a conversation about it, because we are open, we are reasonably intelligent, and we're ready to listen to what everybody says. That's what punk rock's about. Everybody gets to say whatever the fuck we want to, like fuck the Giants. Everybody gets to have their opinions the way they want. Again, we're a couple of drunken males doing a thing. Yep, we get off color. It happens. It's probably going to happen again.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want is call, comment, show up. Let's talk about it. Let's be constructive. Let's open a dialogue so everybody else can hear that we can all get along and do that. And if it does, you've hurt and you don't like it, I understand that, and it's okay. It's perfectly okay to feel that way. Let's make it. Let's let the rest of the world watch something like this and understand that we are more than willing to listen and to compromise and to hear each other. Right?
Yeah, I totally agree. But to me, like, we grew up in an era where we could say anything, and it seems like more and more and more people are getting stifled against things that they want to say, whether it, and especially when it comes to comedy. Like, but we're here just to have fun, and we're kidding about everything we say. There's nothing I've ever said in my life that can probably be construed as being serious, unless we're talking about music and what year the band actually came out, or what records, or who was in the band. That's something that you can prove. When I say something off color or whatever, I'm usually repeating something a comedian once said. It's not original in any
There's no original
way.
in your body.
Yeah, if it's funny, I think it's funny, and I remember that shit. But for somebody to come to me and say, dude, like, if I didn't know you, I would try to cancel you. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like if somebody tells me I'm short, I would say, have you seen Gizz? Our producer's now choking. But there's a truth to it, and there also is a reality to it that people do have feelings and they feel a certain way. It is very, very important. It's imperative to me specifically, and to Gizz as well, that we are more than willing to listen and to have that thing and to use that as a constructive place to be. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
I do.
I do. Zoom us?
That's what I live for, to hurt people's feelings.
Whoa. I thought you just cage match it out, but okay. Like, if I got a tooth out of it, it'd be better than hurting a feeling. Oh,
I'm drinking.
oh God.
I'm drinking today. It's been a
Oh,
long day.
cab.
I should have started drinking at 10 this morning, but I didn't. And now I'm drinking.
No.
This is
Nobody
my,
should ever do
this
that.
is my
except for
second drink.
Rebecca. Rebecca should start drinking at 10 in the morning.
Where is she? Oh.
I can't see over the monitor.
So is that feminist?
No.
No. Okay. See? I'm good.
Shortlist.
Okay, I'm good.
Heightest. Is this was that gravitational? Or like vertically challenged?
Is she German?
No.
Is it a high list?
Oh, fuck. No, she's journalist.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
Yeah, she is.
Well,
So that's that. That's that about that, and we will have our backdoor conversations with who we need to. However, I just wanted you to make sure to understand that if you don't like it, fucking call it out.
and also,
Comment.
with anything else in this earth, dude, like if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Like this isn't
Doesn't
for
really have
everybody.
feelings.
You know, this isn't for everybody. Not everybody likes punk rock. Not everybody likes comedy. Not everybody likes.
Don't be like
You know,
Gio.
Not everybody's going to like, our guests. But, one thing I can say though, in the years that I've known our guest, I've never heard a bad word said about this man. I think he's a brilliant singer. I've been a fan of his band since at least the mid 90s.
Yeah, it's been like it's been a kind of a pass in and out of my field of view. It's wonderful. Before we go to that, hit like, hit subscribe.
Oh yeah,
We're on YouTube.
yeah.
we're now-
I think we're
sponsored.
live right now
I think we're
on YouTube.
We are live on YouTube. I think we're sponsored by the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
Or no, ma'am.
No. We are definitely not going to any feminist PETA rallies because we will probably get murdered, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
You first, because I'm throwing you under the bus there.
I might be playing.
No, I had a comment. I'm not going to make it.
See, that's another thing. See, now we're going to be more conscious about.
No, we're fucking not.
Should I say that? Because I've never been one to say that. Like, should I say that? I always say it and go,
Oh, there
no.
she is. She's standing up now.
Oh wow, now she's normal size.
No,
Now she's my height.
that's actually a like WNBA player size.
What did you
All
say?
right.
I'm all on dope. But let's get our guest in. Tim Jamison, he's the singer for Ultraman,
Yeah.
which again, they've been one of my favorite bands for a very long time. I myself have been in several bands who have been scheduled to share the stage with this band, which I was always like, yes, I'm on a show with Ultraman. Yet every time that we were scheduled to play with them, something happened where we got there after they played. So I've never gotten to see this band live. And I've known this guy for a long time, but there is a story that I want to tell. So let's get Tim in.
Let's get in here, Tim.
Am I here
Ta-da!
now?
Yes.
You are- I hope you're here now. That
If I
would be
use
kind
my
No, you're
light
there.
bulb, I can see you.
Oh, he thought he was on the Andy Griffith show for a minute.
No, Rockford Files.
Rocker, the Fall Guy.
No, his favorite show is the Rockford Files.
Oh, that's
Oh, Rocket
fantastic.
Files for sure.
Yeah, we actually went out there to Paradise Cove.
All right. So the story that I have to say is that I can't remember what year it was. It had been like either 99 or 2000. It was after the Social Chaos tour with when I was with the Subs, and you came to LA. We went to the British Invasion in Devore at what was that, the Glen Helen, I think, or something like that, amphitheater out there. And
I forget what it was called then.
It was 2003.
Was it still Irvine Meadow?
no, that's the one in Devore off the 15.
Oh man.
Glen Helen, wasn't it?
No, Glen Helen's out by Castaic.
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Well, no, Glen Helen and
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster are the same thing. I don't remember.
What was it?
Yeah, I think it was the Blockbuster.
What was it?
Amphitheater. I think
Yeah,
it was the
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, Pavilion.
Okay.
I couldn't remember until
Yeah.
you said that. I think it was
Was it-
Blockbuster. I remember thinking that was hilarious.
But so he flies into LA and he spent the weekend at my house and we went to the show together. But the first night, I think it was a Friday night, and the show was on Saturday. So he flies in, I pick him up, and he comes to my house, and my brother Leo is there. And Leo is
Hi, Leo.
another huge fan. And he's
He's
sitting
huge.
next to him, and they're chatting, and my brother gets really drunk and breaks a chair full beer right into his suitcase. The man's never touched a sip of booze, and all his clothes smell like beer, Budweiser. And he's like, "Wow,
Oh,
man!
Budweiser.
For someone who's never drank a beer in his life, all my shit smells like beer."
Well, now you know what beer smells like.
So
You're welcome.
So my then wife had to wash all his clothing, so he could have non-smelling Budweiser clothes.
Good time.
Oh, maybe.
So, how you been, Tim?
Good, man. Doing good.
Catch us
Skating,
up.
playing
How
punk
you
rock,
been?
So. Good. Can
The
you hear
new
me?
album coming out? Yeah.
Yes.
There's a little bit of a
since
lag.
Since there is video, I'll even hold it up. Can you see it?
No.
There it is.
There we go.
Oh,
12-inch vinyl. Wow, look at that.
and this is new coming out.
It comes out next month, right?
This month, August 16th. It's even on
That's right.
colored vinyl.
Oh.
What
we make
label is it on?
Self-addressed stuff down below.
It's on Rad Girlfriend Records out of Dayton, Ohio. It's the guy from Josh from Raging Nathans.
Wow.
Those guys are awesome.
And yeah, it's a pretty cool story. I like the symmetry of it. You remember that At War with Society CD that Nikki put out in the late 90s, like maybe even 99. So it was like
Yeah, I think so.
$1 and it had like 40 bands on it. And one of our songs is on it. And when I met Josh a couple years ago at a Raging Nathan show in St. Louis, he was friends with our drummer, and we were just talking. He's like, "Oh man, I totally remember that song Messages from At War with Society." I was like, wow, that's a big, huge callback. Like, but so that stuck in my mind. And so when we finally had the record done, I was like, well, he's the guy I'm going to hit up because he actually knows the band. So it worked out. He was stoked to do it and came full circle, all thanks to Nikki in a roundabout way. So it all worked out.
Man, if I'm not mistaken, New Red Archives was the first label that Ultraman was on.
The
Or did
only
you have
other
something
label
else?
we've ever been on. No, we put out 2 7-inches ourselves, and they both
Okay.
came out in '88, like one early '88, one later the fall of '88. That was Science Patrol Records. That was our little label that we decided to call it. And because of that, because we sold them, we just like Caroline Records got a hold of us when it came out, and the review came out in Maximum Rock and Roll. And they hit us up and was like, hey, we want to distribute your record, which is pretty weird when you think about it, that somebody at Caroline in New York is reading reviews in Maximum and writing letters to the bands to sell their records. Like that's just weird.
That's the
Now
thing.
that I think about it, but it happened. And that helped us. And then, yeah, we got signed to New Red Archives in like November of '88. And then we were in New York recording in January of '89. And he put out Freezing Inside in Non-Existence in '89 and '90. And then he he released another album for us, the third album, The Constant Weight of Zero, in 2004. So 20 years since our last full-length album. So
Wow.
yeah,
So there
everything
was
was
a
on New Red
real-
Archives.
There's a really interesting happening. What was going on then? So, like, I want to know in a second, like, how Ultraman, how you guys named that band, but like, there was Whoppers Are Good, NRA, New Red Alliance. Like, some of the names are really tongue in cheek, and they were actually pretty fucking genius. So it's like, how did you guys stumble into Ultraman as a band name? Because that is fantastic.
Well, it's weird now because Ultraman, with the internet and everything, you know, the TV shows everywhere, you can find it and you can, you know, have access to it. But for me, it was this distant memory of something from when I was a little kid. So in the late '60s, the UHF channel in St. Louis had Ultraman, Speed Racer, Astro Boy, Johnny Sacco, you know, all these Japanese shows on in the afternoon. And and Ultraman to me was the best of them, and along with Speed Racer, but Ultraman, that just captured me for some reason. And it was only on until like I want to say the early 70s, and after that it was gone. Like it was nowhere to be found. I never saw it again. From basically probably
returned
1972. What's that?
So it returned here in like the late 80s, 86, 88, 89. We get it on channel 56 along with like Speed Racer. Like there was a bunch of that stuff that kind of came back and we were like, what the fuck is this? And that because of that is how I discovered you guys. So was there ever any fallout because of that?
We never got any. The only thing we ever heard, and it was like well after the fact, like I want to say around 93 or maybe even 94, Nikki got word from a guy that worked in a warehouse in Japan, like a distributor, that like let him know, like, hey, by the way, the company that owns the rights to Ultraman is known for being very litigious. Like they will sue you at the drop of a hat for using the name. And I was just kind of welcoming it, like, yeah, bring it on. But yeah,
get after it.
We were not much of a threat.
Well, I mean, you guys never used the logo or anything.
Just a distant memory.
Yeah, we use the logo. In fact, we're reusing it again. So like the even on the second 7-inch, the back cover is the Ultraman character, and then all the T-shirts that we sold from the very beginning were the Ultraman character, and we decided to go back to that for this show, for this album release show. We're doing that again, and this is so you remember when Metallica started wearing Misfits T-shirts and like that, like really like boosted Metallica, and so as close as we got to that was Blackie from Voivod from Toronto, Montreal. We played Montreal, and he bought one of his shirts because he liked Ultraman. And then not long after that, they had a press photo with him wearing that shirt. And we're all like, yes, finally, we're going to hit it big. A metal band is wearing their T-shirt. And
like one of our 11 listeners might be proud of that.
But yeah, nothing came of that. But just for that story, that's all I got out of it was that story.
Oh man.
Yeah, but that's why.
So it was just a thing that stuck in my head.
I mean, it's really organic and it's kind of genius. Like, you know, like again, like Star Blazers and all those G-Force, all those like early like that was the earliest anime we got and the earliest live action Japanese stuff that we got in the country, and it was amazing shit. So how did you two actually wind up lovers?
we met in 98. I want to say.
Yeah, it was fall of 98 at Creepy Crawl.
Yeah, we Dead Lazlo's played a show out there.
Yeah,
and I remember standing at the bar, and I looked over and I saw you, and I was like, that guy looks familiar. And then you came over to me and you go, hey, are you Gizz? And I was like, yeah. He goes, I'm Tim from Ultraman. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell are you doing here? Oh, Nikki sent me your CD, told me to come check you guys out. And he's like, where's your merch? And you looked over and you go, DLP, Dare to Keep Kids Off Ska. I love that shirt. I'll take 2. And I was like, really? You're like, yeah, because I'm going to wear one of those out. And I was like, I love this guy. And we hung out all night. And the following year, when I was with the subs on the Social Chaos Tour, you came along with us for about a week and drove with us.
Yeah, it was 3 shows. Yeah, it was 3 shows.
3 shows?
It was
and then one of those shows.
Yeah.
And one of those shows, we were actually, I think we were supposed to play with you guys. And when we showed up, you guys had already played. I think we got a flat tire that night.
Right. So that was a 2-part thing. So the Social Chaos Tour show was in Lawrence, Kansas at Liberty Hall. And we got on that show. I don't even remember. I mean, I'm sure just because I knew the promoter, but I don't remember like how far in advance. Like I think it was very last minute that we got added to that show. And you were going to see us play finally. And somewhere between New Orleans and Lawrence, Kansas, you had a flat tire and you guys didn't make it till super late. And
I think we showed up and it was like, you guys got 10 minutes. And we were on stage and what sucked about that whole drive was Nikki and I were the only ones that drove, and it was
Right.
just the four of us, and the other two
Yeah, that's
guys, Alvin and Charlie, never driven,
Yeah.
didn't know how to change a tire.
Oh God.
So, and I don't think Nikki even knew how to change a tire. And Nikki, not to be racist, but I think he
but
said,
to be racist.
I think he said, "You're Mexican. You know how to change a tire, right?"
Actually, I would say if you were Cuban, you could change a tire.
I could roll a
No,
cigar.
then he would know how to rebuild the car with other parts. But
Exactly. Yeah, we would have stole a Chevy for your Ford.
yeah,
I'm definitely sure he was kidding, because he definitely, because that's why he always especially me, got along with him really well, because he had a very dry sense of humor. So yeah.
Yes.
Making fun of us? It's not hard.
No, Nikki's a character. I've always loved Nikki, but
So-
he definitely does have that dry sense of humor where you're just like, what? Oh yeah, okay.
So if we backed it down to when you discovered punk rock, what would that look like?
Wow. Okay. So I would say like there were two things that happened around the same time. This would have been like around the Sex Pistols time, 76, 77. And there was an NBC news story about them. And I remember seeing them on TV and thinking, man, I don't know what that is, but it looks cool. And then it probably wasn't much longer after that interviews in Skateboarder magazine with like Tony Alva and Jay Adams,
Oh, yeah.
Brad Bowman, Steve Olson, and of course Dwayne Peters, all these guys, Steve Alba, they were all talking about punk rock. And then every so often there'd be a review, or there was like a story about the Clash playing the Santa Monica Civic Center. So this was all stuff that I was reading about. This is before I'd even actually really heard punk rock, but I knew it was for me. Like I never even actually heard it, but I was like, this is it. This is for me. And then probably, I don't know when it would have been. Like, I mean, well, at this point we're probably calling it new wave, but like the Cars and stuff like that started showing up on Midnight Special and Blondie and stuff like that. So definitely outside of the realm of St. Louis, Hoosier rock. Well, I always forget Hoosier in St. Louis is like for redneck, not people from Indiana. But anyway, and then I found college radio, which was probably like fall of '79. And that's where like, the floodgate opened, like, and then there was a couple of kids in my high school, because I really didn't talk to anyone in my high school. I just went to school and went home. I skated. That's all I really cared about. And
Still do.
so yeah.
You still do.
I didn't hear you.
That's all you do is skate.
Oh yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I always joke like, yeah, I pretty much do what I did at 19, only much slower and lower with just a little more money.
Right? I can afford to replace it when it breaks.
Like a hip.
Like a hip.
Yeah, it's like still skating and playing punk rock. So I always was make the joke like I'm either really in a rut or I'm very, very committed. So I guess it depends on your point of view.
I think skateboarding and punk rock was so hand in hand from the very beginning. Like Dwayne Peters, Jay Adams, like that whole scene always, like, as soon as it happened, it was just punk rock. It was an outlet for all of that, because it was all sort of dirty and sort of backdoor and underground and subversive. And I don't think I hope that never changes, except for the fact that the newest record in skateboarding is back-to-back 900s was just set by a 9-year-old on a vert ramp, which I can't believe that shit.
What?
It's unreal.
Yeah, a 9-year-old.
Yeah, I mean it's unreal, and I'm stoked about it. It's skateboarding. It's taken this huge exponential leap, because it used to be, and probably not that long ago, even in the 90s or even early 2000s, if you were a skateboarder, you were a scumbag. Like nobody wanted, or your friends would get their driver's license. Why are you still playing with that thing? That's for kids. But now it's a thing, like it's and not only is it a thing, but like kids are starting it younger and younger and younger, and now they know. I mean, when Tony Hawk did a 900, it was like, well, can someone do that? We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
But now, when a kid starts skating at 10, he knows that you can do that. Like, so just imagine in another 10, 15, 20 years what crazy things people will be doing on a skateboard, on a
the
vert
physical
ramp.
limitations, those barriers have been broken. And the kids aren't afraid to do it. Like, I hated vert because I broke all my ribs in one day, like deciding I was going to be a pro vert skater. Guess what's never going to happen? These kids aren't afraid of it. I mean, they're pushing physical boundaries and limits that are. And what I really hope is that we keep doing that with the music with those kids, and keep that, like, let's keep that in line. Because I mean, there was the early 2000s, Chad Muska and some of those guys where it got really hip hop driven, and there's nothing wrong with hip hop unless you like it. It was disappointing. I'm like, oh, weed and hip hop, like that just doesn't say like maximum effort to me.
It's kind of weird. I'm always convinced that, like, when I hear hip hop at the skate park and I'm disgruntled about it, it's like, well, I'm just the cranky old white guy. But it turns out, because like it wasn't just my imagination. Some of it, like, it's like, okay, I remember when hip hop started and I didn't really care for it, but it didn't sound dumb. Now it just sounds dumb to me. And I'm like, well, maybe it's just me. But I was talking to someone at the skate park who's much younger than me, because I had this giant speaker. Like, I have a suitcase that has two 12-inch speakers in it with a 1,000-watt stereo amp that just cranks. So when I show up at the skate park, it's nothing but loud, obnoxious punk rock the whole time. I'm always like not worried enough to not do it, but it does cross my mind, like, what? Some kids are probably bummed out right now. Like I said, not enough to stop.
Don't care.
But anyway, this guy had said to me, like, oh, you didn't bring it? Like, no, I didn't bring it. He goes, oh, man, I hope so-and-so doesn't show up with this horrible hip-hop. I'm like, wait, so it's not just me. Like, you don't like it either.
Right.
He's like, oh, no, it's terrible. He listens to the worst music ever. I was like, oh, okay, so it is terrible. I mean, I'm sure there is good hip-hop somewhere, but I haven't heard it. I mean, I always feel like my brain's breaking when I hear it.
Skateboarding is about aggression, and the aggression, period. Like, it really is a thing where you're out there shredding and putting your max effort into it, and when all of a sudden it's like, let's just smoke a giant bong load and dumb it down and just go.
Well,
I hurts my feet.
Well, to me, what the difference between hip hop and punk rock is that, and skateboarding is that punk rock and skateboarding, it's something that you try and then you like, and then eventually you get better at it, like playing an instrument or singing, trying to do whatever tricks you can on a skateboard. You get better as you go. Like, even a podcast, as you continue doing it, you get better at it.
I'm fucking great
With hip hop, I don't know what's involved. You program a beat, then you steal someone's, music,
samples,
a sample here and there, and then you scat these words.
And to be clear, I know there's more to it than that. I understand it's its own talent, its own music thing. Now we have to preface everything with that kind of stuff. It's just not our cup of tea. It doesn't jam with me. It's like if you go to the skate park,
it's like ska,
and you shut the fuck up. If you go to the skate park, and you start jamming Waylon Jennings, nobody will like you.
That makes me wonder: would I be more bummed out by ska than hip hop,
or Waylon Jennings?
No, I'd be okay with Waylon.
Captain and Tennille.
I'm good with Waylon, like the old country. I'm good with that.
Can you skate to ska?
That'd be a tough one.
You throw like some Steely Dan.
But I think I have heard somebody play some ska here and there at the skate park. But what usually, like I said, I'm always shocked when like oh no, thanks for the music, whatever. Like, to them it's just music. It's just, they don't know from whatever. But the one funny thing that happened once is, I think it was a Stranglers song, and this dude comes up to me, he's like, hey man, I know that song from Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I was like, oh, wow. Well, at least that happened. I never played a video game. I don't know from video games, but but apparently
Yeah,
play a
that's
lot of
another thing
rock
too.
in the game. So if he would like to
Yes,
put in the
that's what I
Ultraman,
was
I'll just put that out into the universe. If he wants to put in the Ultraman into the game, please let me know.
Oh yeah. Oh,
'Cause
well,
I'm
I'll
just,
talk to a
I'm just,
guy.
I'm here.
Oh, guy.
I'm here to
So-
sell out.
Fuck, dude, it's called cashing
Everyone
in.
else has, so why
At
not
this
me?
Stage, it's called cashing in. So, what was the thing that got you on stage singing? What was it got you up there?
It wasn't my idea really. It never even occurred to me really to be in a band. The guitar player in Ultraman was also the guitar player in my first band, and
Is that Rob?
Rob Wagner. He just decided that we should start a band. And I couldn't play anything or have any other sort of talent or skill, so clearly I had to be the singer. And I wrote all the time, so I had stuff to get lyrics from, so I had a way to do that. I always wrote. So I was like, well, I can do that. And I was loud. I'm a loud mouth, so that worked. And you know, we weren't like anxiously starting a band and going to play a show right away. I mean, it was a very slow process. Like that was probably the end of 82. Like I had graduated high school in 82. He was a senior that year, and we had a radio station at our high school. So when the radio station went off the air, we would like stay and play, and he had a guitar that he bought and a little like 40-watt amp, and it was just me and him and this other guy that was playing drums, and it just sort of evolved from there. At first we were just like making noise. We were almost like I don't know what you'd call it, not really industrial, but like whatever industrial is when you don't know what it is. But then it morphed into punk rock, you know, and hardcore. And but then by like summer of 83, we were full on. We had a set. We had songs, and we were like practicing like 2 or 3 times a week in our friend's basement because his parents were out of town for like the whole summer. So we practiced at their house, and then during that time period, Rob actually said, because remember that compilation, Life's Ugly, So Why Not Kill Yourself? And like all those Doug Moody Mystic compilations. Rob just goes,
came from Slimy Valley.
Yeah, he's like, we're better than most of the bands on this compilation already. I was like, all right, you say so.
Submit something,
And,
man. Dude, those were done as
yeah,
magazine inserts, right?
What's that?
Weren't some of those done as magazine inserts? the old tear out
They had a
magazine
magazine in
floppies.
them, and in fact, I think We Got Power might have like a zine in it. Now that I think about it, I still have it. But so that was like 83. Then so like early 84, we got like a real drummer, somebody that had like we were like, man, you have hi-hats, you're in. And so like, yeah,
I'm scared to ask the drummer before that had
he did
low
not have
caps.
hi-hats. He did not have them. I think he had one cymbal, a snare, and a kick. I think that was it. And yeah, he kind of went away. And so that was like January 84. He joined, like, we got a drummer, Fritz, and within, I don't know, a month and a half, so we were a full band. We had a bass player, drummer, Rob, and me, and we recorded a cassette in his room on his stereo. We were practicing in his bedroom at that point, and it was one microphone for me to sing into for one channel, and the band like just hung the microphone in the room and played the songs. And then we started selling it. There was a little punk rock store called New Values, and we used to go hang out at. And you know, because it was an older person, she was probably like 26, and she started selling the cassette, and we started selling them. And then there was the college radio station I mentioned earlier. There was a show called Radio 1 Faster and Louder. It was every Saturday night. And I used to call the guy and like harass him all the time. Like, hey, have you got this record? You got this record? And he's finally like, hey man, why don't you just bring your records up here and I'll play them? So I turned him on to a lot of cool music. He turned me on to a lot of cool music too. And me and Rob used to go up there all the time. That guy got us on a show. So this is like more than a year since we've been playing together. We had this cassette out, and he's like, "You guys need to play a show." And I'm like, "All right." So he got us on a show with the Offenders from Texas.
Oh
I don't
fuck!
know if you remember that band. They're an amazing band. The We Must Rebel record, amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
So they were coming, and it was at this place called Bernard's Pub, and it was so at that point I'd only been to, I think, 2 shows. In March of '83, I saw Circle Jerks. No, I guess I've been to 3. I saw Circle Jerks in March of '83, Scream in September, and it wasn't because I just didn't go to shows. There were no shows. It was in St.
Yeah.
Louis.
There was
were
nothing
no
in
shows.
There was
Yeah,
a,
there
there
was
was a
nothing
brewery.
happening.
How about it, huh?
Yeah, no one was stopping in St. Louis, and I might get to
Half
that later
March.
about why that happened. It's Jello Biafra's fault,
So,
but
I mean, Joe, dude, really? Do tell. In the meantime, like you single-handedly actually influenced the St. Louis scene and that whole kind of, I don't even know what the hell kind of what part of the country is that? It's not the South.
It's the Midwest.
the Midwest.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
the
part of the
Midwest,
Midwest.
Yeah.
We're the gateway
you
to the
single-
West. We have this giant arch. We have the giant stainless steel arch to prove it.
Yeah. I went there.
My family can see it from their houses.
Really?
Yeah, my family comes from Sawyerville, Illinois, right across the river.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah,
You've heard of it? Is it still there?
I think they nuked it because of
town?
racism.
There's a lot of little towns in Illinois, man. I don't know. It's on the other side of the river. I don't keep track.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, that was our first show, and it made the newspapers. It got raided by the Vice Squad. Kids got arrested. It was straight up chaos, and that was our first show.
Vice Squad, the band?
No, but yeah, the
Becky
cops.
Bond. Yes. Shut it down,
the cops, the cop versions.
If only.
Yeah, they arrested 36 kids for underage drinking or just being in a bar because there was no such thing as an all ages show, and yeah, it was chaos.
Yeah.
It was, but that was my very first show, and before then I'd never been on stage in front of people. Like I'd never done that before, and I remember like right before I did it, I was like, oh, this is weird. I'm about like it didn't occur to me to be nervous. Like I didn't like, oh wow, I'm about to be up on stage, and then once the second I was up there, I never had any sort of stage fright or concern or thought about it again. I was just like, all right, this is the way it works. This is what you do.
It's really weird because for me, like, I started playing shows in 84, 85, you know, for 83. Fuck. So no, it had to been 84 because I was 13. But it wasn't until 97 that was the very first time when Lazlo was playing what was that, the Independent Music World Series in 97 at the Troubadour. That's when I was walking down the steps, everybody went first, and I was going to be the last one on stage, and I was in the middle of those steps and that stairwell, and I thought to myself, what the fuck am I doing? And when the guys started playing the songs, it just hit me like, you've done this hundreds of times already. Why are you nervous now? And as soon as I walked out there, and you know, our whole town was there to see us. So my parents were right in front, surrounded by 20 of my biggest friends, so they wouldn't get, you know, smashed in a pit if it started, because there wasn't one allowed. But to see my parents out there and all my friends there, it was just like, oh, I'm home. You know, this is LA.
Yeah.
You know, and I went out there, and I've never been nervous. You know, Bad Town Boys playing to, you know, 40,000 people in Europe. You know, it's just like, you did that. What are you worried about here? You know, this is maybe 500 people, maybe, you know, so the whole stage fright thing, it's really weird.
I think once it goes away, it goes away. I mean, I've always been a little bit of a nervous guy about singing on stage. But when I got behind this microphone,
well, I've heard you sing. You should be.
Yeah, because you're better than you are. But getting behind this microphone, this is heaven. I'm like, I love this. I mean, you fucking let me. I get an opinion, and people are watching. Oh.
The only person watching is Tim.
Yeah. No, No. There's at least 2 other people.
And me and Sean.
You 2. No, it's just 0.
All our people watch after the fact.
And they think I'm funnier than you are. By a lot. I'm taller and handsomer.
But I really loved, because I've seen you guys live on video, like you're on YouTube and stuff, and it upsets me because like when there's a full live show, I can't watch the whole thing because like by song 3, I'm already pissed because it's like I should have been at that show, you know, and I can't because it's very upsetting because how do you explain it? You have a really dear friend of yours who's in a band that you really like and admire that's not from LA. You've had the chance, the opportunities to play with them, yet you never have, you know, it sucks. It is a guilt trip because it sucks. Like none of it was my fault. Like, yeah, I was drinking too much and I missed the show.
So Gizz is in a couple
Well,
of
it
new
was
bands.
definitely circumstances beyond your control. That's for sure.
Both of them.
Every time. Yeah.
The drinking part?
No.
But I mean, yeah, we're at that age now. Like, what's going on with Foreclosure? What's going on with Ultraman? When are you guys coming out this way and playing? You got a scheduled event?
Well,
What's coming up new?
I
We're
think
definitely-
the Foreclosure will probably be out in St. Louis before Ultraman comes to LA.
Okay.
Who knows? There's got to be a way to make it happen. I mean, we're you know, this second time around, if you will, with Ultraman, that's now 25 years gone now, with the second time around. But the plan was to only play a handful of shows a year. I didn't want it to like consume my life again and like be like, you know, eat me alive. Like I didn't want that to happen again. I was like, just want to play a handful of shows whenever I want, you know, just maybe 4 or 5 times a year, and, you know, play a show out of town here and there. And that's what I want to do and have wanted to do. But of course, as time goes on, everybody that you're playing with gets older and older. Not everybody except me is married. So, and it has other things going on too. So it makes it hard.
Right.
But we are doing a show in Indianapolis. We've never played Indianapolis in all the touring we did in the 80s and early 90s, never played Indianapolis. So we're playing there November 9th, trying to set up another show on the night before, somewhere maybe Louisville or something like that. And then play some more shows as time goes forward with this new record out, you know, around the Midwest at least. And if we can get to LA, figure out a way to do it somehow or other. The problem with that is that it would make sense
hard to get a show.
fly there. It would make sense to fly there, but one of our members, the guitar player, won't fly. So we definitely would have to play
Rob?
shows on the way there and on the way back. So we'll see.
Rob won't fly?
Oh no! Well, see, Rob hasn't been in the band since 2015 now.
What?
He came.
He said he hated you.
Rob came back. Rob came back 2001 to 2015, and then the guy that was actually with us at the beginning from 99 to 2001, he came back in 2015. But yeah, Mark Denizak has played a couple shows with us. He filled in on drums a couple times in the last few years. But yeah, Rob, like in 2015, was like, yeah, I'm done.
Would you say you guys, where did you guys play more, in Europe or here?
Oh, we definitely played more shows in the States than Europe. I mean, we did those 2 tours. They were like 6, 7, 8, maybe 8 weeks each. Those are definitely the longest tours. The first tour was with Sam I Am. First tour was with Sam I Am. And the second one we went by ourselves. But we toured the States with UK Subs too. That was probably the biggest tour we did in the States. We did the Southeast, East Coast, Canada, and some shows in the Midwest. And that was like first part of September of '89 through first part of October '89. But all the rest of it, and we did it. You mentioned Whoppers Taste Good. The first real long tour we did was with Whoppers Taste Good. We went down to Texas. We played Fenders in LA. We actually met Big Drill Card at a show in Vegas. Never even heard of him.
This guy's got a hard on for Big Drill Card.
And those
As do
guys
I,
were
but-
the best. They were so cool.
Yes.
Like we
Yeah.
got on that show in Vegas like randomly. Like we had shows in Texas and then basically nothing in between, so we could get to California. We went and stayed with some friends in San Diego, and while we were in San Diego, they knew someone that knew someone that got us on a show, someplace called T-Mex or T-Rex or something like that in Vegas. I found the business card from that place not too long ago in a box, but we got there super early in the morning too. I don't know how we got in the club. I don't know how somebody was there. I don't know how any of that
They're
worked. I
open
was dead
24
tired.
hours.
Yeah, but it wasn't open. The venue wasn't open. It was just a venue. It wasn't like a casino or anything. And but anyway, we got
Bar.
in.
That was
and
a
I'm
bar.
like
They're
trying
open
to
24
sleep in
hours.
the back of the club. Yeah, I was like trying to sleep in the back in a sleeping bag in a booth, and I hear this band playing, and I'm like, man, who is this? And I'm like, what is going on out there? It was like probably 10 in the morning. I'm like, and it was a big drill car, and they ruled. Like we hung out with them all night long, and they
What
were
a
the
way to
best,
get
those
woken
dudes.
up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like
I
big drill
gotta
car. And we ended up playing with them again in '91 in Munich. So,
Oh God damn it. I mean, Ultraman and Big Drill Car in the same fucking bill. I would probably just lose my shit. That would be like one of the most fucking awesome shows ever. You throw DLP in
Yeah, that
that,
was
and maybe
great.
it's a foreclosure. Fuck.
No, if it was back then, if it would have been like DLP, Ultraman, Big Drill Car, and Samayan,
Oh, you throw Descendants as
Yeah,
a
there
fucking
you go.
headliner on?
or you throw in Doughboys, and
Oh,
then
Doughboys, yeah.
you got an orgasm waiting to happen.
Oh, it's happening right now. Like right now, that's actually going on. So, Tim, I got
Yeah, we
one more
did-
question
we-
for you. This
yeah.
no, you go. You were talking.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say we Ultraman did get to play with All Systems Go in early 2000s at Creepy Crawl.
Yeah. No, I
You know what?
hear.
Interview over.
No.
Interview over. I'm done. I'm done. Tim.
Gizz
I'm done.
is gone. It's my show again. Finally, I heard you had a Descendants story.
Oh, well, which
No.
you mean getting kicked off the show?
Yeah, getting kicked off a Descendants story. Like we
recent-
have a list of
recent
people that are
Descendants story?
untouchable. Oh, is it recent?
Yeah, this was 2017.
This is juicy.
Do
Well-
tell.
Because we've played with Descendants, like Ultraman played with Descendants, I want to say 86, 87. And I think that was the only other time we'd played with them. I've seen them a bunch of times, obviously. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's stupid. Facebook, what are you going to do? I posted a meme. and
What
it
did you
made someone
do?
cry
Come on.
This is gonna get good.
it made someone cry on the internet, and then
Good.
they complained, and it got us kicked off the show, and it was just stupid. And then
What?
What's the complaint?
yeah, and they just complained about the meme, and it was nonsense. And it's like, I'm not even going into the full details because like I'll have to tell you that offline. But
Okay.
I had a suspicion.
You just ate yourself. I'll tell you offline, not off air, offline.
off the record, I'll tell you. But
There you go.
I had a suspicion, and I kept getting told nonsense, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll believe your nonsense story. But it turned out my suspicion was correct. I found out after the fact that my first gut instinct was it was the culprit of the complaint was accurate. But you know, it was just one of those things. It was just like we were on the show and then we weren't on the show. And the thing that really was a drag was that, you know, I had bought a ticket for that show and sold it because now we were on the show. So
Oh man.
Couldn't get in.
No.
Feels-
This gets beautiful. This is the best part of being me. So
You're still on the guest list.
well, no, I wasn't. That's the point. So I'm like, hey, what's the, you know, I sold my ticket.
well, I can put the other 4 guys on the guest list, but I can't put you on the guest list. And I'm like, what? I was like, well, because, the complaint, whatever. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I just messaged Stefan and was like, hey, man, I got Ultraman booted off the show from a stupid meme on Facebook. Can you get me on the list? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I'm thinking I'm just on the list. I'm just going to get in, right? No, I've got full access. I got a wristband, full backstage access. So the dummy that wouldn't put me on the list because of the complaint, like I'd see him back. Hey, man, what's up? So not only did I get in, I'm backstage. So yeah, but it was stupid. And then
I wish I would have known about
Fuck
that.
you, guys. Yeah.
We could have printed like a big signboard of like of the meme. You could have just walked around with it. Should have made T-shirts.
Okay, what's the best part?
It was. I still think it's funny. Everybody's like, "Oh, wasn't that funny?" I'm like, "No, it was funny." Everybody's like, "Oh, too soon." It's like there's no such thing as too soon. Look, it's like this. It's like, say in 1986 when the space shuttle exploded. Those jokes about the space shuttle exploding were like the next day. Like it was like where was the Challenger crew going to vacation? All over Florida. Like that was the next day. Like there was no.
What was Kristen McCullough's eyes? Blue. One blue that way, one blue that way.
What kind of shampoo do they use? Head and Shoulders.
It's nearly 40 years, and we still know those jokes. And those jokes made it around the world without the internet. So anyway,
yeah,
I was like, it'd be like getting kicked off the Descendant show in 1986 for making a Challenger joke. That's the way I looked at it. I was like, this is just stupid. But so anyway, I got in. It wasn't, that was. But here's the real kicker. So since we didn't play, Bob Fancher's other band, Texas Justice, got on the bill, so they played. So it was
so good.
Him and actually the drummer from Ultraman, Gabe, played guitar in that band as well. So they played instead of Ultraman. And of course, I think we probably got more notice by not playing than we would if we had played it, because I spent the entire night in the crowd explaining why we weren't playing. I think I probably had lost my voice worse than I would have if we had played, from having to tell people the story every single time about why we weren't playing. And I just broke it down to, I made someone cry on the internet. That's why we're not playing. But so at the end of the Descendants set, Milo goes, "Thanks to Ultraman for opening tonight."
God love Milo.
So there you go. And he didn't know any better. He didn't know that Ultraman didn't play. Like no one Stefan was the only one that knew, probably, because I told him. But yeah, he probably saw the call sheet that they just didn't change the name, and it was just like, "Hey, thanks to Ultraman." And yeah, so that was hilarious.
Is there any video or audio of that? Because that would be an amazing way to like start or kill a hidden track on the thing. Like that would be spectacular. Like
you would think. I mean, nobody. I mean, unless I'm sure someone in the crowd recorded them at the end, but not no one that I know. But I didn't hear it myself. I was like, just whatever. I just didn't hear it. And then
you were telling somebody the story while you weren't playing.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably
you know what I'm going to start doing. You know what I'm going to start doing, Tim? I'm going to start doing with what's is it Jimmy? Is it Jimmy Kimmel? After every show, he says, "Sorry, we didn't have enough time for Matt Damon."
Oh, Matt Damon, yeah.
I'm going to start every show. Thanks to Ultraman for opening.
I think Ultraman just started sponsoring the fucking podcast. All right, we're here because of Ultraman.
From every show that I play now, I'm going to thank Ultraman for playing.
Thank you.
We're getting down to the base here. So
the next show I'm going to play is with Peg Boy. So.
Oh man, thank you for Ultraman for Peg Boy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you guys play with Peg Boy?
That's cool. You're playing with Peg Boy. Yeah, I played with Peg Boy a few times.
Dude, I've always wanted to open up for them. Even when we were in Lazlo, I always wanted to, and I was just like, nope. This time, to be honest, I don't know how it happened, but I got the call. I was like, hey, guess who we were playing with?
Oh, you got Peg.
Shut the fuck up, boy.
As
Oh,
we start to wind down, you got any plugs? I want merch shows. How do we get people to send you money for shit you have?
Well,
he's
that's
got to look at the
high-tech
back
stuff,
of the
I guess.
record.
Yeah,
It's just
well,
a .com
well, if
something
I-
or other.
Hold on. I mean, if you want to get a hold of Ultraman via the Instagram, it's Ultraman. Hold on, I'm losing my voice. It's Ultraman
We have
STL. Punk
You
Rock.
don't lose your voice singing,
I
just
can't
talking.
You're breaking up.
You don't lose your
on
voice by
Instagram.
singing, just by talking.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I had something with sesame seeds on it today. It's all in my throat.
You got to drink some
Anyway,
Vaseline.
Instagram. It's
You're on the
Ultraman
Instagrams?
STL Punk Rock. Now you're breaking up.
Ultraman
frozen.
STL Punk Rock.
I don't
Producer
know
boy,
what's
we're
happening
frozen.
now.
Wow,
Now you're moving again. Sort of. I don't know what's happening.
It's funny.
The internet's
Our
breaking down.
our producer keeps writing what you're saying on the whiteboard behind us. I almost said
Okay,
blackboard.
so it's okay. So yeah, and then we're on the Facebook too. But you know, that's the thing with you mentioned the name Ultraman earlier. If I had been able to time travel and tell myself that there's going to be a thing called the internet and Google, I would not have named the band Ultraman. Like it just makes it impossible. So I have to put STL Punk Rock in the Instagram handle, and it's on Rad Girlfriend Records, which is right here. Can you see that?
nope.
It might show up in front of the camera in a minute.
It's not. We see the background.
It's
Hold
actually
on.
just a bag of cocaine.
There we go.
There we
Oh,
go.
almost.
Almost. Yep. Nope. Yep.
Harder,
nope,
harder,
Yep.
harder,
Yep.
harder.
Nope. Yep. Nope.
Forward.
Nope.
It's happening.
Yep. You got that blue screen.
My battery's about to die on my phone too.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
I've got 20 minutes.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, perfect timing. We only got 2 minutes left.
All right, well, we're gonna put it up. Do me a favor and send it over to Gizz, and we'll put it up on the YouTube site so we can get to Ultraman STLpunk.com.
Yeah,
And,
put it in
make
the Rad Girlfriend link in the description. I'll send you the Rad Girlfriend link to the pre-order and everything. And there's 2 singles already streaming for Blink and Dismal Tide. And yeah, so we're playing August 17th. So if you're in the St. Louis area, come on out.
Anybody? I do have a request. I'd like you guys to do a skateboard, do a deck.
Yeah, those are problematic. Go ahead and bootleg your own.
I got a place. I got a place.
We just did. You can find that on our site. You know what you should do? Bootleg.
Bootleg.com. Yeah, you should do bootlegs. Ultraman. No
Send your
profits.
checks to Nikki Garrett.
Yeah, Tim, we're gonna put you up on our website. We're gonna put the shit out of you. It was been a real pleasure, man.
Thank you so
yeah,
much, man.
Thanks for the music. Thanks for the time. Thanks for your time right now.
And you can send us a couple of records and T-shirts and stickers. And
We're gonna send you a baseball.
yes, we're gonna send you a baseball to sign because every guest that we have on the show, that's what we have them sign, and we're gonna make a big thing and
Yeah, you get a
raffle it off for charity here at the end of our
He
season.
gives his other
All
ball.
right.
But all right, oh man, I can't believe this
All right,
hour went
man.
so quick, man.
That was pretty.
But yeah, let's do it again. Once again,
All right, man.
Tim, thank you so much, man. It's always a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you.
And if you guys are going to be in the LA area, dude, you always got a show with us, and we'll make it happen.
Place to stay if we can.
If maybe we can hit up Europe. We should get Sam.
I'm ready.
Oh,
I would go back. Somebody wants to send me. I'll
The
go.
bat always want to go back too.
fuck.
Oh, if we could get all the New Red Archives band and do like a New Red Archives alumni tour, I think that would
Hey,
be
well,
something
Cleopatra's
incredible.
been re-releasing stuff from New Red Archives, so we might as well.
Yeah. But
Hit
okay,
those
man.
guys up.
Thank
They're
you
down
so
the
much.
It's great. It's
Good
good to
evening,
know
man.
you, buddy. We will talk again. Put some more music out. We'll talk
Good
at you.
meeting Good seeing you, Gizz. Take it
I
easy.
love the shirt again.
Take care, bud.
Cheers. All right. Well, another showdown, number 26.
26. That's 26 weeks.
Yes, 26
That's a half
weeks.
the year. That's literally our 6 month.
And as
Actual
as of this week, or last week, we have the rest of the year booked.
We do, and we have some really good guests. for
Really cool
everybody.
guests coming up. We got people from
This is
Jeez.
something really, really weird. But no, we have a. I was going to say somebody who won't be here as a producer.
Well, he doesn't want to get canceled.
No, he's dead.
dead to me. Dead to me.
No, just dead in life. Like actually, like coffin.
Or
dead.
just dead stoned.
Like, Albini's not coming on. Too soon?
Wow.
No, not too soon.
Wow.
There's
Well,
nothing too
one eye
fucking
blew that
soon.
way. Oh no, that was
Head,
Kurt Cobain.
shoulders. Again, last time for the disclaimer. If you don't like it, fucking let me know. Let him
Fuck
know.
off,
Let somebody
cunts.
know.
You
I
know?
want to hear it. I want to fucking discuss it. I want it to be an open fucking mic for anybody who doesn't like it. I'm willing to.
We'll even have you on the fucking show. If you have something to fucking say, if you don't like it,
So aggressive
No.
about it.
no, I am because it's fucking it's very annoying. You know, I'm 53 years old. You expect me to hold my fucking
You're
tongue?
still alive?
Yeah. And you expect me to hold my tongue? No. If I
held
if I
mine.
don't fuck with you, that means I don't like you. So if I'm not making fun of you, then you should have an issue.
But
But
the bigger
until
picture
then-
is call it in, comment, give me a call directly. I don't care. I'm in. I want to fucking discuss it. I think anything that goes on like that should be cause for a bigger conversation. And I think it's worth having.
I'm smaller than that. Fuck you.
We all know how small you really are, buddy. There's just this fucking. It's just
Not as small as Rebecca
pesos. Actually, I think she's bigger than you are.
from the waist down.
Yeah. Your pesos and dollars here, buddy.
Oh,
We love you all. We're not going to censor ourselves as much as you want us to.
no, never.
And that's why we want to be open with it, and we want you guys to fucking spit it out.
It's the American way.
I don't know what you just. That wasn't even kind of Spanish.
All right. So next
So-
week, who do we have on? Let me check real quick.
So next
The
week,
producer should have this shit, but he's been walking around, pacing, not knowing
next
what
week
the fuck.
we're
he's
going to
doing.
both be here. We're going to have something on.
Let's see.
Oh, shit. Is that your email or my email? Anyways, we're going to have another punk rock motherfucker on next week. So in the meantime, you know what you should do? Like, subscribe, hate, unsubscribe, whatever you got to do, man.
Hold on. Damn it.
I'm just left here in dead air.
All right, here. Hold on. Damn it. Next week we have Crash Karma.
Crash Karma.
So we have Nikki and Ralph
Oh, shit.
coming in. They're still in Europe right now. They just played Waken or Walken, the fucking the festival in
So we're doing a
Europe.
remote from Europe next
So no,
week.
they'll be here. They'll be here
They're actually
in
in
studio. In studio.
Ooh,
And then after that, the following week we have Chuck Poquette from Bourbon
there
Saints.
you go.
And then
That's my
our
statement.
last show of the month, which would actually was the last show of our season, but we're going to continue our season. Is,
Our season's gonna
is
fucking go forever.
Peter Nearing from Ben Grimm, the Jennifer Echo,
yeah.
fucking Portland bands that are absolutely phenomenal. So this next month we got some phenomenal
And
guests.
we're literally booked through the end of the year, and
Yeah,
we
we
have
are,
a bunch
we
of
are.
surprises going on next year.
Yeah.
You guys keep tuned. That this is going to be like we got some seriously fucking star power bullshit going
And
on.
we're having fun, and that's what this is fucking all about.
Yeah.
None of this fucking crybaby bullshit. We're here to have fun, and we want to have fun with you. So if you want to come and join us next week, join
If
us.
you want to get made fun of,
And-
here we are.
And again, if you can't be made fun of, then you're not friends. You know.
Well, you can be friends, still not get made
Nope.
fun of. But we're gonna make even more fun of
Suck
you.
it up.
Suck it up. Hey,
All right.
anytime,
I'm Gizz Lazlo.
I'm just Paul. You know what you should do?
Check us out next week.
Adios, bitches.